Hey guys, it's finally happening, and today we are doing a sketchbook tour video. I started this sketchbook around in January 2025 and finally ended in June 2026. So, onto the very first page. If you don't know me, my name is Anne, and I'm happy to see you here. So, on to the very start of the sketchbook, I have this little cute painting of a heart shaped cloud. And onto the right, you can see the watercolor painting. This is inspired by the Ghibli film My Neighbor Totoro. It's Totoro and me sitting together, Totoro with an umbrella, and me is playing in the grass. And I wrote a little quote there, and it says, "Trust your ideas." Onto the next page, I have two little doodles of Kuromi, and on the right, you can see I painted lilies. Initially, I just painted one, and then I decided to go with the flow, and I filled the entire page with it, and I gave it a very nice poppy background, which I think orange really goes well with pink and kind of plays off good. Onto this next page, you can see I did a little painting of a koi fish with watercolors. I was just trying out watercolors, and this is actually how it went. I thought it went good, so I decided to keep it in the book, or else I would have told it out. Okay. Onto the next page, you can see this campfire site at the beach I did as a entry to a giveaway contest, which I thought was pretty fun, but I did not win anything, so it's okay, but I had fun doing it. Again, you can see a watercolor painting, which was honestly supposed to be a bookmark, but I never really executed it. So here it lies in the book, but it's okay. This page, you can see this looks like a scribble, but I wrote a little quote on it. It says, "Train like you have never won and compete like you have never lost." So I decided to keep it because this quote reminds me of many things. On this page, I drew Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. He's one of my favorite characters, and I really love him. So on the left, you can see I drew a little strawberry cow and also some random things I just drew, and then I decided to just go along with my colored sketch pens. On this page, you can see it's a fruit market print I saw on Pinterest, and I wanted to do it in my book, so I just painted it. And I really love how the soft pastel colors look, orange and pink again. The next one is a little strawberry plant. You can see there's little three cute strawberries and the strawberry flowers too. It was actually supposed to be light pink, but then the colors actually mixed up and became quite different. But I like how it went. This one here, it's supposed to give stormy weather vibes of a crop field, and I think it's somewhat giving the vibes. Yeah, so that's it. Onto here again, you can see some random sketches too. A little eye, and then you have a jellyfish, and then a butterfly, and a little orchid flower with a record disc. And I love how that looks like. It was just so random. And on the next page, you can see a little butterfly with a vase of tulips, and I think it kind of gives the whole page a little nice vibe. Okay, the next one is one of my favorites, and I would love to get this as an art print at my shop one day, but yeah, it's in the future. But I wrote a little quote, and I think it goes well with the painting. This one I was inspired by another artist who did this in their art style, which was inspired by Van Gogh, and I think it looked pretty good, so I wanted to try it out, and this is how it looked like. The next one here is my favorite again. It's a little painting of a close-up shot of an eye I did. It was inspired from a photograph. The paintings on the right too are also inspired by random images I found on Pinterest, which were Japanese photographs, and I really liked them, how they looked, and I decided to paint them, and I think they gave a little bit of an anime style when I painted them together, and it looked like a scene from a movie. This painting was inspired by when the light reflects on water, so I wanted to draw how light looked so beautiful when it reflected on the waters, and I think this painting is also one of my favorites. Okay, so the next painting is inspired by the K-drama The Lovely Runner. I love this drama so much that I really wanted to draw this, and this scene is where they decided to hide their time capsule and find it out 10 years later, and it was so cute, honestly. Also, if you notice, this part has faded out a little bit because I added whites on top of a paint that had not dried. So I think I need to add the whites again because it looks pretty much faded into the blues. But yeah, for now, let's move on to the next. The next one is a plate. Yeah, it has waffles, sausages, eggs, a sauce dip, blueberries, and some asparagus with some meat wrapped around it. And I just wrote yum yum on top, and that's it. Yeah. The next painting is a swan with her little two baby swans going for a swim. Its mother with her two babies, and I almost said they were ducks. Let's forget about I said that. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. We have this painting, which was inspired by a photo of a girl who was sad and angry at her own birthday because she did not feel like celebrating it. And I think most of us feel as that way when we are older. We do not feel like celebrating our birthdays. And I think this picture did not go exactly the way I wanted it to look like. It's off in some parts, but I decided to keep it. The next one is a painting which is of a garden gate of a house and this little stone pathways leading inside. I really liked that image, which I found on Pinterest again, and I decided to paint it. Honestly, this one took a really long time. It took me like 2 days to do it. I did like in batches of 2 hours per day. And the next one, if you have not seen the video, this is one of my recent one because I drew this one and I completely forgot I had it in my book. But I finished it because this was the last one not painted because I forgot it. Yeah. The next one is just a simple wildflower acrylic painting, and I just did it for fun. I did not have any ideas, so I just wanted to paint some flowers, and I just did some pink and yellowish flowers together. Next one is also flowers. It's just some random wildflower sketches I did because I really wanted to test out some of my sketch pen skills. The next one is one of my favorites again. I can probably say this is one of my favorites because it took me a really long time to do it. And this is again Pinterest inspired. And I really love how this looks like. This could also go into my list for the art prints. And I would love to get to know your opinions as well. Okay, moving on to the next one is Kiki's delivery service. That is Kiki, her cat Luna, and her little radio music box. And this is honestly one of the first anime movies I watched, the Ghibli films, and this is how the love for anime started through this movie. And I fell in love with all the Ghibli movies, and it was honestly so fun making this and piecing this all together. The next one is a book with leaves fallen on top of the pages of a book, and I tried to fit in some words from the book, but yeah, this is how that looked like. It's some heart-shaped leaves, but they don't look like leaves. I don't know what they look like. Okay, moving on to the next one. That is, you can see the painting of a deer. She's standing in the grass fields, also the mountains behind her, and I think it gave a very pastel, nice book coverish vibes. And this will honestly look very great as a book cover, and I love it. Yeah. Next one, we go to this house. I don't know if to call it a house or if it looks like a house. It gives more like a cafe vibe than a house. It was supposed to be a house I painted just for fun because I wanted to see if I could do or paint houses, and this is how it turned out. Honestly, I don't know what to say about it, but I think it's pretty cute. Okay, this one is pretty funny. It's supposed to be a person swimming in the waters, and the painting is like as if it's a scene. The person has captured the image from beneath the waters, but this person looks like he is drowning here. And I still think it's good, but it did not serve what it meant. Yeah, okay, moving on to the next is this one of my favorites again, and I would love to get this as an art print. I keep saying that, but these are some flowers. These are two flowers. They are in the water, and supposed to give that one flower has sinked in while the other one is still floating. I would love to paint this one again. The next thing you can see is some pretty random sketches. That person is from a Korean song, and it looked pretty cute when she was walking with the thing on her head. And next to it, also on top, I drew a frog that's running towards the sunflower. Hello Kitty sitting on a bench, and the next thing you can see is this is a trend art video I did. It's supposed to go from green eyes to blue eyes. Or I don't know if it was blue eyes to green eyes, but it was supposed to be for an art and transition video. And yeah, this was it. The next thing next to it, it's a girl. She's holding two tomatoes here, and it's like a model picture. She's holding two tomatoes, and I decided to sketch this one out because I wanted to see how good I can do, but honestly I just messed up with the hands. But I love the little flower lace thingy I did for her head. It's kind of cute. Okay, the next thing is here again, a random thingy I just painted. I just wanted to do something for fun, and it turned out horrible, but we can see the next one here. The next one you can see is pretty random again. This is a flower inspired, I don't know, I just wanted to make some flowers again. And onto the next page you can see there is a tree. This is just a random tree painting I did. I again inspired by Pinterest images, and yeah, I just wanted to try something green again because I love green, and I think I love green too much. So this is just a very simple tree painting I did. Okay, moving on to the next. This is supposed to be a deer. I asked my mom what it looks like, and she said it looks like a dog. I do not know what to say. So it's a deer slash dog. We'll give it both for now. So yeah, deer slash dog. The next thing again is a pretty painting I did. I would love to get this one. I'm saying it again as an art print. Yeah, because it's honestly turned out so pretty. It's just that the flower in the middle, it looks a little bit faded into the blues again, but I think I did well with the other green and yellows, and it kind of looked well put together. I don't know, it gave a nice little color combination together, and I really love how all the colors turned out. Okay, so moving on to the next one is okay, this one is also just a random painting I did for fun. It's supposed to be a house with the flowers, bushes, and the way leading to the house. And this is just a simple painting I did for fun. And onto the next one is a sketch which I love. I love the sketch so much. I drew this in class because I was bored, and I was actually supposed to paint it, but then I decided to do it in a fine sketch art style, and I think it looks good together. And if this is not last, this I have the very last one. This is just a pencil sketch. I did not do anything to it, and this is honestly how my sketchbook is gonna end. And this is a flower vase being kept on the table, and I drew it because it looked good. And this is finally the end of a sketchbook. Thank you for watching this video until the end, and hopefully new videos coming up in the future. And stay tuned, subscribe, and bye. Thanks for watching.